Hi, I'm Lewis Good. I'm 32 years old and I currently live in Yateley. I say currently. I currently have the remaining of my McDonald's meal on my t-shirt is what I currently have. Sorry about that. So I currently live in Yateley. I say currently just purely because I haven't always lived in Yateley. By the way, this video that I'm going to do for you guys is just going to be, I'm going to try and keep it short, but it's just going to be a raw, uncut video of me just talking for 2 minutes. Nothing scripted, nothing rehearsed, just purely because I think that trying to rehearse something, talking about yourself, you know, you're getting a kind of mirror image, a facade of something, someone, you know, pretending, acting almost. But me just doing a one-off, you know, video, a one-off edit, for instance, you know, you're going to see me in true form, you know, the bad jokes, the bad taste, and the ums, the ahs, the buts, and the, you know, me trying to pronounce long words and just, you know, get tongue-tied. So, like I was saying, I haven't always lived in Yateley. I grew up in South Africa. Lived there for around 11 to 12 years. Now, if you've never been to South Africa, I highly recommend that you put it on your bucket list because it is definitely one of the most beautiful countries in the world that you could ever visit. It's still very dangerous, but put it on the bucket list to see. Now, if you were to say, what's Yateley like where you live now? I'd say, well, I wouldn't sell you the dream of Yateley. Just purely because it's a very strange place, Yateley. If you live in Yateley, you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. In the aspect of, if you were to, for instance, walk through a wardrobe, like a walk-in wardrobe or a wardrobe, and end up in a parallel universe, just imagine, parallel universe, and end up there in, let's say, Narnia or Lost City of Atlantis, you're going to come across some really nice things and then some, you know, the good, the bad and the ugly, for instance. Well, you have that in Yateley. Yateley's a bit like a bubble, so you can go into Yateley, and as soon as you're in Yateley, everyone seems to know everyone and what they're doing and what they're up to, and, you know, who's speaking about who and who's saying what about someone else. So, it can make dating in Yateley very hard. I mean, for instance, I could stay in my room for the remaining of this year, you know, 2021, and then 2022 I could leave in January, take a stroll up the shops, walk up to the shops, and you know, speak to someone that I hadn't seen in the year, and they go, oh, so what happened with you the other week? You'd be like, how the hell did you know that? You know, so everyone kind of knows everyone and what they're getting up to, and it can make dating very hard in Yateley, because if you're going to date someone in Yateley, I guarantee you 80 to 100% that the girl that, or the person that you're going to date, you know, they'll go, oh, you used to speak to my friend, and, you know, at one point in time you were going out of her, you know, her boyfriend's partner. You'd be like, whoa. Like, yeah, so it can make things very hard. But especially in this whole pandemic that we're kind of having at the minute, you know, it's been a struggle for many millions of people all around the world. But I do think there's some positivity that people can obviously bring out of that whole situation. For instance, you know, I think it's made people open their eyes and realise, you know, what's around them, which matters more. Just for instance, you know, just going for a walk out in nature, you know, I think seeing everything of what the world has to offer and making connections with people, like, you know, chatting to people when you're out and having a conversation with someone, you know, it can make things that much more meaningful. Whereas before, I think the world was going 100 miles an hour and, you know, no one had time to speak to anyone, and, you know, everyone's currently looking down at their phones, and it's nice to just stop, look up, take a minute, and, yeah, just be happy.